bahwa aku akan lari begitu saja dengan sembarang orang, seperti pelacur.
Ya, pelacur. Memang itulah kau. Tidak kurang dan juga tidak lebih.
Selama aku masih hidup, aku yang putuskan apa yang aku lakukan dengan tubuhku.
Siapa yang bicara soal tubuhmu?
Thank you once again for joining us. This must have been quite a rather new project for both of you, knowing that Hayati is one of your first, I think, international films, and for Kaan, it's first mainly European project. I think for both of you, because you're bringing in sort of your expertise or maybe your knowledge as an Indonesian local to this, I would say predominantly Dutch, Swedish crew, perhaps. So, was there any sort of cultural exchange that you experienced on set that was really memorable, perhaps?
Well, on the first day when we arrived on that island, so we were shooting in La Réunion. It's actually like small island next to Madagascar, and the geographic land exactly similar like Indonesia. To be honest, like it reminds me somewhere in Java, like in Jogja. Yeah, I remember I told the producer, I feel like I'm home. I feel like this is Indonesia. Like I couldn't tell that this is like somewhere really far, like in next to Africa, like that. But the weather was slightly different though. Like Indonesia is hot, so hot, but actually in that island was a bit cold to us, right, Hayati?
Like also my first time experiencing the feel of the dry weather.
Oh, yeah.
When we first arrived there, literally we're still like in Indonesia, but just different people.
Yeah, so we're also wondering, specific to both your roles as Siti and Reza, what was it that made you choose to play this character?
Working with Anna, I thought I was gonna be like do whatever like she demand to do with the character as Siti, right? But the thing is, I didn't expect that Anna also give us space to put opinion about how the character will be. City is quite tricky. I would say she's really manipulative because like she basically do that for her survival instinct. Because like she is a concubine and then also have to rely on her master, but also more higher than her people, but also like have to like control her position with her master and her above class. So she kind of like have to do this in order for her to be alive.
Maybe Reza can, Kaan, sorry. Kaan can give us, like explain like what in Reza drew you to the role.
To be honest, I feel like I like this kind of character in Reza, someone who doesn't want to be in the system. He wants to break the rule. He just has this rebellion instinct in himself. So, because I feel like I also always want to be that person in my life, So, yeah, I feel so close to Reza.
I think it's interesting about Reza. I'm just going on a tangent here, but he wants to break out of system, but there was this continuous like theme in the movie where he was unable to do so. Like he would go to city and be like, "Oh, let's leave soon the next day," but he never really does, and it ends with him being kind of stuck somehow eventually. So how do you interpret that? Maybe in context of his history.
Because I also think back then, like so many people are in this Reza and City situation where actually they know that they were not okay, but they didn't know what to do, because they just keep trying and trying, like struggle to survive. But at the end of the day, you never know if you're going to make it or not. Actually, to be honest, this is like it's this experience of being Reza also like really extraordinary for me, because I remember the first time I got the material from my manager about this movie. I read the script and it was okay. So they're looking for Reza, 23 years old, tall, handsome guy. While actually I was 29 back then. And like for 29 to 23 is like too far. And also my height is 160, and I wasn't thin at all. So I told to my manager like, hey, are you sure that I'm going to do this casting for this role? Because I think they're not looking for me. But I was like, but it's okay lah, I will just try it. And then I try like the first round and then the second round, and then I think there was a break for like 1.5 years due to COVID. And I thought it was like, okay, ghosting, maybe they're just not looking for me. But then I got a call from the team at that, okay, so Anna, the director, will come to Indonesia, would like to do like casting in person. So then that's also the day when I met Hayati. But during the casting, when I met Anna for the first time, it's so different how she do the casting, because normally like in Indonesia, what I do is, trying one scene, and like normally it's short, maybe less than 10 or 15 minutes. But for this one, it was like 30 minutes. We tried so many things. Like I tried to do the scene with Hayati, also with other actors. It's more like a workshop. And that's actually also the way she direct on set. So normally I never knew what kind of Reza version that she wants on that day. For example, on the first day I came on set, and then, so Anna, what shall we try today? Okay, try to be, over dramatic Reza. Like I want to try this. So normally for one scene she would take like five take with a different style. Like, okay, for this one, okay, that was good. The over dramatic, now try Reza who are more like childish. So actually when we watched the movie, I had no idea what kind of Reza that they put on editing, to be honest. Because like every day on set, she always explore the variety of what we can bring onto the table. That's why it's really that's why I think working with Anna is also, I grow as an actor, because we try explore so many things.
Anna also do that to City, and she prefer like badass City. We call it badass City because other expression would be like obedient. We also didn't know what expression that Anna will put in the movie, so I was always like guess what City would express the emotion in the movie, and then ended up with the badass City.
That's interesting.
Also, I thought it was like a regular method that in movie with this like different option. And I heard also from the cast that it was unusual, and it made me like knowledge that I think every director has their own taste how they're gonna like present their movies, right? So I think it's
Yes.
interesting that I know that from Anna.
So let's get into, the meat of what we talked about earlier.
About the romance, or rather relationship between Reza and City. So Hayati mentioned that it really is up to the interpretation of the audience. But
Mm.
I guess, having played the roles, what did both of you think of it, or what do you hope that the audience think of it?
I always think that the relation between Reza and Siti, it's not just love in a romantic way, but also um, the connection in the sense of solidarity. Like they share the same struggle and pain.
It's more like about how we gonna survive out of this chaos situation, and how we gonna like being together, and then also have their own struggle individually.
Okay.
Like Siti also had chemistry with Reza, but also have to survive in the house with her master. So she's kind of in between where she have to basically survives to to do whatever she can.
Was there a moment or scene between Reza and Sidi that was particularly memorable for both of you, perhaps emotionally or creatively when you were acting it out?
I think there was the scene where after the party and CT was standing outside, and then Reza approaching her by throwing no, actually CT throwing an apple. Um
Right at the start of the movie, yeah.
yeah, because it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first day of our scene actually. I think that's the first time like having City on my scene, I think.
For me, I think the moment where they're doing the last party, where I had to do the oh
Oh, they gone.
oh no
Okay,
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
back.
We're back.
It was when the party before they start leaving Indonesia. I remember it was quite intense. We're doing like really long night doing that scene. I think I remember there's a scene where Reza getting shot by my own child. I really put a lot of emotion and then invest this, like how I'm gonna do this, and we already made a plan to like leave,
Mm.
and then suddenly gone because Carol is killing Reza, and then I try everything that I could to like have this emotion to to the character, like something that I can relate. After doing that scene, I think I got a little bit panic attack. So I asked Anna to like give me a minute to like calm myself because like it was really intense. And also I remember like Kaan also do the acting method, right? And I remember
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
talk to him. I cannot even talk to Kaan because like Kaan cannot be disturbed doing this acting method. So the vibe there when I try to talk to Khan is really off. It was working for him and for me too. And also the moment after doing that scene, also there's city doing the dance to the people, right?
Yes.
It it's also a bit overwhelming because I I don't remember exact moment if it's after the scene that I was shocked that Reza is already dead. Like I also felt numb as a city and also for myself. So when I do the dance, it was really emotionless. For me, I would say it's quite frightening because like I feel like I'm became part of city as well.
I think we want to address the very strange dreamlike scene where Siti sees the giant Reza lying on the ground after she dies. What do you make of that scene?
I will continue a bit from the previous what we were talking
Sure.
about.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, like seeing Reza, seeing him as this massive figure yet lifeless, so shows like how much weight he carried and how that weight ultimately led him to downfall. Yeah, so it's like literal vision. It's also like emotional reflection of cities griefs
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
like
but
that.
Reza wasn't lifeless in that scene though, because I think there was a scene where
His finger.
his City was walking to his hand, and then the hand
Yeah,
closes around her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you make of that?
I don't know, because
Do you
maybe
have a
yeah, he's not like dead in that scene, but actually we saw, I don't know actually, because we saw like in the previous scene that he's being shot, and then like his dead body was just throwing in
Yeah.
the right. So I think it's like sometimes, you know, in our dream, it's something can be so surrealistic and mix, you know, sometimes we see our dead people but still alive, something like that. So I feel this what we saw on that Reza in Massive Giant, it's more coming from City's experience with Reza, that maybe I think maybe City saw Reza as he's like bigger than life, and that he carries so much weight, but yet he's lifeless, like he cannot do anything, like that.
Do
I
you
don't know.
agree, Hayati, with this interpretation?
Well, I already asked Anna about like how I'm gonna tell the story, and Anna said like I leave the audience to interpret that scene for themselves. But since like this is like a open interpretation about the movie, well, I would think that City is already like dreaming to have a purpose to can rely on Reza, and then like she betray Reza a lot, and then it makes her guilty in the end. And then moment where she kill herself in the house is a moment where she finally like have this freedom to go with Reza. That's what my interpretation.
So
That's a bit of a love story, I guess.
yes.
In a way, in a way. So I think since you both of you have Khan, you have really worked on several international projects at this point, and for Hayati, your first since the Sweet Dreams. Are there any future projects that you are still looking towards, or current projects that you're working on now?
I always open for many projects, whether it's Indonesia or international, and it's always nice to working with different people all the time. But for now, I don't have any project working on at this moment. But I busy with the promoting my movies. Like I have now my movies in the cinema. Just a couple days ago, it's Indonesian drama movie about terrorism in Indonesia back then in 2016 or 15. I don't quite remember, but it was like there was this tragedy of bombing in Kalimantan in Borneo. I like to try new things, and also, for example, when I watch YouTube, I also watch, like for now, I am into this kind of life of indigenous tribe from around the world. So I watched documentary about the tribe from Amazon, from some of Indonesian places, and I rewatched again the Avatar movie by James Cameron, the first one and the second one, because there's also like close to indigenous people. And yeah, and I also read all these things about how religion was shaped in this world, and about the stoic, like I don't know, like I'm for now, like I want to learn more about these things, you know, like how human history was made. So oh yeah, I also watched that documentary about how the ancient human was developed, like from
On the evolution.
the evolution. Yeah.
I think that ties in quite nicely with his characters, because I think you played the Juno in Memories of My Body as well, which are all like, and along with Reza, they're both quite marginal characters, like characters who are trying to, like you said, rebel and find themselves in the journey. Sorry,
Hmm.
yes, Hayati.
I've recently um, done 2 projects film, and they're both horror film. And since getting a career to acting, before that modeling, I've gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of like insight about the film industry, and it's so variant. It's broad, that I can like put my personal emotion towards character that I would love to be in, especially horror film. That's why I always like be in the ghost or something. So I'm more to that, and it's much fun for me.
I think it's very fun to learn that, that you're exploring acting, but in very different ways and very different pathways, which I think, okay, because we also are working with a lot of filmmakers across Asia. So I think something like that would really, inspire them to look in different directions, not only stick to the typical go to acting school, but look for inspiration in real life. I think that's something that I learned from both of you.
Hi guys, I'm Kaan. I play Reza in Sweet Dreams.
And I'm Hayati, play as City.
Don't forget to watch Sweet Dreams this June. Where? Hayati?
In CinemaWorld.